Yay Networks.
Welcome back to a brand new episode of the Fitish podcast. We have a crazy show in store for you today. A roller coaster of emotions. So buckle up. Here we go. Coming up in a bit on the show, because I'm not going to tease the first segment that we're going to talk about because it's actually really heavy and really serious. But coming up on the show, one of us has officially joined OnlyFans to make some income. And,
yes.
And we will let you know which one of us and the account name and the kind of content that's going to be offered. So that's coming up. So don't go anywhere because it's very juicy. But, you know, on the last episode, Fran and I kind of ended the show talking about, you made a really good point that, especially with a kid, you know, you do live day to day. And you really, I said something on my stories the other day that a lot of people responded to. I said, I want to feel time more. And apparently I just said that on a whim and it resonated with a lot of people. I want to feel time more. And I didn't even know I felt that way. I just kind of wrote it. But something happened the other night, and I'm just going to tell you, I'm going to start crying when I tell you this story because it's super heavy. And it's been the hardest, out of all the hard, scary parenting moments, it's been the hardest thing so far. And we're going to tell you what happened, but it definitely kind of has thrown us a little bit about not making us question the move, but just kind of putting a lot into perspective.
Yes.
We had a super serious 911 health emergency with Remy to the point that, you know, the paramedics had to come to the house the other night. And Remy's been fine. He's been healthy leading up to this. We had just gotten back in town.
He's been a healthy boy. We have had a couple of incidents. He has had stitches happen, but just the tumble
allergic
boy
reaction. I mean, we've had some scary things like all of us go through, right? As parents, you have your moments where you're like,
But this is one of those things that it was completely unexpected. We were in a happy high. He was getting out of his night routine shower. We decided to use the top this time and he loves it.
Yeah, Fran handed him to me and Fran had been in the bath with him and Fran's like, I'm going to go put on dry clothes because you were in boxers, and I'm doing the typical, you know, you line up like the diaper and the clothes, and I'm drying him off from the bath on our bed and kind of like drying off his skin. And out of nowhere, he squints his eyes really hard, and I'm gonna like show you on video. I'll kind of reenact it because it's hard, you know, and describe it with my words because I know a lot of you are just listening to this. But he, you know, kind of does his fist and squeezes his eyes shut really hard and kind of like shakes his head back. And, but I could tell it was very involuntary, but it was very brief, you know, 1 second, 2 seconds, and then looked at me and was like playing again. And so he does it a few times in a row. And I kind of thought it was a joke, you know, because some, you know, let's be real. Kids are weird. They do weird things. Especially with your first child, you're always questioning, what are they looking at? Why are they like, you know, how they get excited sometimes and squeeze and it's like they can't control their emotions. And like that happens a lot. But and progressively, I said, Fran, come here. And then Remy set up and he goes, I have a monster eye. And I'm like, oh, okay, he's playing monster eye. Like he's doing something. But then we could tell it was like a completely involuntary, almost felt a little bit like a reset.
You told me about it and I started looking at it. And every time that he comes back from closing his eyes, he was cross-eyed. And he was like, I was like, Remy, what's happening? And he was so freaked out saying, I don't know. I don't know.
He kept going. He was like a robot. He was going, I don't know. 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 He wasn't rubbing his eye, but he kept squinting them. So you ran him to the sink. I thought maybe soap or lotion, because, you know, we put a lot of cream on him. Maybe he got something in his eyes. But it was the strangest. It got more severe. And so, you know, I've never dealt with seizures before, but obviously as an adult, you know, kind of what seizures look like. You've seen people have them or dogs have them. And, you know, it's usually 10, 15 seconds and it's like a full body convulsion. This was not that. It would seem to be much more just kind of head, face focused. But Fran was holding him and it got so severe that they never lasted more than 3 or 4 seconds, but he was kind of, you know, arching his back, closing eyes. Fran was like, Remy. So I went to call the nurse line of the pediatrician because I try to be the parent that's like, let's not freak out. Things are going to be okay. But y'all, it wasn't okay. So I call 911 and it got so serious for a minute. I told Fran, I started crying to Fran last night because I think you have those moments, you call 911 and you realize by the severity of how the operator takes that call that, they're asking you questions. Does he have a fever? Has he been sick? Is he vomiting? Da, 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 da. And you're just like, boom, 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 boom. And I'm kind of watching him and I was like, Fran, keep him calm, like walk around. And he's continuing to have these episodes. And then they were like, okay, someone's on the way, but you need to listen to me right now. Like if he loses consciousness or if he vomits or if this condition gets worse and you can't get him to, come to, you need to lay him down on his side and put me on speakerphone. And then I'm going to tell you what to do from there. And I think, I keep replaying that conversation in my head because I feel like you have that moment where you're going, holy shit. Like, I'm about to have to like do life-saving measures. Like you don't know what's happening with your child, but they're taking it so seriously, and you're just like waiting on an ambulance because you go, is this really about to go? You have those moments as a parent, right? Where you realize like things can just take a turn so quickly in one moment that we didn't know what was happening. Like, is he having an aneurysm? Is he having a seizure? Like what's happening? You don't even know. I've never seen this before. And luckily, you hear the sirens and he was still sitting on Fran's lap and he was still having them.
Well, it felt like what it seemed like an eternity and it wasn't an eternity. It was like 5-8 minutes.
5-8 minutes. I mean, and Dallas Fire Department, like, thank you. These paramedics came and they were calm. And of course, Fran, we were freaked out, but they assessed him. They did. They got there quickly. Someone stayed on the phone with me. I'm so glad that I didn't have to do that. But now all I keep replaying in my head is like that I was about to have to like, if he had passed out and that had happened and we had to do something. I'm so glad that we didn't have to, but.
It was just, while you were on the phone, these episodes were happening in my arms. I could just hear
Fran in the other room going like, Remy.
And it was just like the whole world stops. And it makes you realize how fragile we are and how unguaranteed, like how not, like how can we not take people for granted? And we had an amazing trip. And I remember Jenna posted this video of our move and a trip where we all these different scenes of our trip. And it was very emotional to me because I was telling Jenna, like, this feels like a dream. Like, this feels like something that it's not real. Like, I don't feel deserveful of this amazing family I have. And the next day, he was like micro seizing in my arms and I didn't know what to do. And I was trying to keep him with me and he kept shutting his eyes and arching his back. And I was like, Remy, stay with me. And I just paused and I was like, this, like you start feeling like the most dramatic outcome will and could happen. And it's so heavy. It's so heavy to understand that you love someone as you never loved before.
Is it? No one talks about how, we talk about how hard it is to be a parent, but like the weight that we all carry around, the anxiety that we carry on a day-to-day, like of a child, it's so fragile because I just couldn't do it, like the loss of a child. And we see this happen and, and I don't even know how people get through it because I just, oh man, it just really, I've been really freaked out, obviously, because, I always joke about Fran being the helicopter parent and, and everything scares him with Remy. And these are the things that I'm always scared about in the back of my mind. I'm like, does he have a brain tumor? Like what's going on? Like, because I think we all recognize how quickly, we don't want to think about it every day, but like how quickly life can change with your child. And it does happen to so many people and no one deserves it, because it's just the worst stress and the worst pain. And he's okay right now. It is a serious thing. The paramedics like checked him out just to like make sure. I want to like finish the story because I know we're getting, so emotional about it. But, and it just happened obviously as we're kind of telling you this. So it's really fresh. But, they did all his vitals, his oxygen, everything was okay. They saw it happen a couple of times and they couldn't really explain it. They were like, it could be this absent seizure, but it looks a little different. They go, look, it's definitely something neurological. And they go, look, we can take him in. But just so you know, cause we can't do blood on the scene, like because of his age, we have to take him in. And, even though the fire truck's cool, like it can be pretty traumatic for them. So, if you want to drive him in, but I said, let's be real. We've had these ER trips and I try to I've been so disappointed with our ER trips in general because, let's be honest, like you wait 8 hours. Sometimes you don't even get resolution or treatment. You're just happy to be there in case something really bad happened. But we made a decision just to call the pediatrician and we got him in, super early the next morning because this was at night. Fran, of course, slept in his room on the floor with him all night long. Like we didn't sleep all night long and the episode stopped and he was okay. And we took him to the doctor and they got us in. They were so nice about it. They referred us to a neurologist. We have an appointment in a couple of days, which was amazing. Like they're taking it seriously, obviously. So, I guess you have to weigh when you go to the doctor, we were really worried, right? Because you just hear about this, like they would send you downstairs and then you don't leave the hospital, like something major is going on. And, and you just have that feeling. I mean, it's just the worst, isn't it? And I know maybe some of you listening, I'm so sorry, if you've had to go through that and you've been in that position where you're in the hospital right now with your child because, it's just really, life is just really random and really difficult sometimes. And so anyway, we'll let y'all know, obviously, we're going to go get things checked out. And they said, very honestly, sometimes these things happen. Like kids have weird growth spurts, weird nerve ending things. Like they reset like little computers and they do weird things and they,
And we think that it's not going to be,
and it's isolated, right?
I think that it was something very isolated like that, but it does make you stop and think and make sure that you value every day. I think something that my dad used to tell me all the time is like, Francisco, you're living too fast. You're living too fast. Everything you want to do everything in a fast pace and get to your goals in a way that you're not enjoying the present. And something that I feel very proud is that since he was born, I slowed down.
You have.
And I slowed down to a point that there's nothing more important than being with him. And that at that time, I was savoring that. There's no a second of my life that I couldn't spend with him that I did.
Yeah.
And I want to keep that. And I think that was because this could be a situation that could have happened that could have determined the fate of our plans and changed them. But this is something that instead of changing our plans, make us believe that we're making the right decision. We're making the right decision.
And you feel that way after that happened?
I feel that way because I feel like we have amazing, like we have healthcare. Literally 4 blocks from our house, we have a little ER that seemed prepared. So I don't think that is, as I said, I lived my entire childhood without seeing an ambulance. So I think what matters the most is being in the moment and being with him and enjoying every second. I was telling Jenna yesterday that you forget that your kids are not your kids. They're alone. I
don't like this.
Present.
Fran was giving me anxiety because I just don't like this expression. I don't like, but I know what you're saying. Like, it's just, none of us know how much time we have here. And it's a very morbid thing to say. And I don't even like to think about it because it is what it is, but it's absolutely, I know the point that you're making. And I just hate saying it's alone because it's like, I worked so hard to have that child that like, I feel like he is mine, and ours. And I don't like feeling, but I know what you're saying. I mean, it's like, it is, it's like our time is kind of a lease here on earth. And, it was really heavy, honestly. And it just like really sucks. And I'm still really struggling with it. Like, I think it's been the hardest moment for me as a mom so far. Like, I don't know, just like having that conversation on the phone with a paramedic. Like, I'm really glad that it didn't take a darker turn at that moment. Obviously, the best thing that can happen is they leave your house and you feel kind of silly. Like, was it nothing? But I mean, I don't feel silly. The pediatrician was like, you 100% did the right thing. This is very scary. It could be something more. It could be something isolated. We're going to go get all the, you have to go through that whole process of like pediatrician recommendation, neurology. And I was like, is it a brain tumor? Like, because of course I asked those questions, right? And he's like, look, he goes, no, because, he tells me, I don't know if it makes any of y'all feel any better or different, but like that brain tumors, as much as we see stuff like this happen, that at that age, it's like very, very rare. And yes, it's
and
very
the symptoms
serious,
are completely different.
Headaches and vomiting. But, he had been like bumping into things, but you know how your kid bumps into things and they're just being silly and they're learning body awareness. But then my mom's like, well, he fell really hard earlier today when we were playing, and how you start playing back all these things. And anyway, I'm really struggling with it. It has really, really flipped me out. I like, even yesterday, you stayed home with him all day. I just couldn't cope yesterday. I had work to do. Like, I just wanted to come work because I know everyone handles things differently. I just kind of flipped out, and I came up to the office and I went and met a best girlfriend of mine for coffee, and I did some errands for the move and just tried to focus because I knew Fran and my mom were with him at home. And I think I kind of just flipped out. Like, I couldn't handle it. I was so freaked out. I'm so flipped out to love someone so much and think about like something happening to them that I couldn't handle it. Like I couldn't, y'all. I wouldn't be here anymore. I couldn't, and I know, I just couldn't handle it. I couldn't handle it. So I was having a really hard time yesterday. Clearly I'm still having a hard time. So I apologize. I know a lot of you know exactly how we're feeling. So hopefully, we'll let you know. Hopefully everything's okay.
No,
Hopefully it was a totally weird, isolated incident. But anyway.
But it's just that. It's just, we need to control what we can. And what we can is to be able to spend time with him and enjoy him and enjoy our lives.
Yeah.
The day to day, the second to second.
So on that note, thanks for listening to that. We're going to take a quick break, hear from a couple of the sponsors of the show, and really lighten things up for you in the next break and reveal, talk about a transition, which one of us has joined OnlyFans. We'll be right back. Ritual is a sponsor of the Fitish podcast. And I'll tell you what, I've been saying this for years because I've been taking Ritual for years, long before they were a sponsor of the show. And I love it. It was kind of that first daily multivitamin that I ever found myself taking consistently because, let's be honest, it tastes good. And I didn't have a bad aftertaste hours later in the day. And Ritual has added so many awesome wellness items to their lineup. So, I take the one for gut health, of course, Symbiotic Plus, which is a 3-in-1 prebiotic, probiotic, and postbiotic. I didn't even know that there were so many, probiotic options, but Symbiotic Plus is awesome. And again, it's coated. So you kind of have, these time release capsules, and it tastes great. And you do notice such a difference in how you feel. I think sometimes with gut health, you don't even know how bad your gut's been feeling until you start taking something that makes you feel a lot better on a day-to-day. But Ritual also has a newer item that I've been taking that I've added to my monthly subscription. It's the Sleep Bio Series Melatonin. We've had a lot going on in our life, from, selling a house to moving abroad, stress of work, stress of being parents, and my sleep is often really disrupted, and I don't like to admit it because you just wonder some nights you're just not sleeping great. And I started taking these little capsules, the Sleep Bio Series Melatonin. Y'all, I've been sleeping so great. You're not hungover, not actually having any crazy dreams. I feel like the dosing of this is totally appropriate. I love this product so much. And of course, it's Rituals. I just love it. And I'm still taking a postnatal, actually, and I know I'm a little ways off from that, but I'm still taking postnatal vitamins because I think that they did such great things for me throughout my pregnancy and postpartum journey. So anyway, no shame in your gut game, no shame in your supplement game. Ritual is really a one-stop shop for everything you need to support your ongoing, health goals at the moment. Symbiotic Plus and Ritual are here to celebrate, not hide your insides. Get 25% off your first month for a limited time at ritual.com/Fitish. Start Ritual as a first timer or add Symbiotic Plus or the melatonin to your Ritual subscription today by going to ritual.com/Fitish for 25% off. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. We have a lot going on in our lives right now. All of us do. And I'm not just saying me personally. Yes, we're moving abroad. We're going through a lot of emotions. And I know that in speaking with other people, I've noticed that other people, a lot of you, for instance, are having a lot of questions about, am I fulfilled here? Am I doing the right thing? Am I making the right life decisions? And BetterHelp has been such a great resource for both myself and Francisco individually and as a couple to really seek treatment for, a lot of these questions and issues we have going on. You don't have to be super depressed to want to speak to a professional about what's going on in your life. You don't have to be on the brink of divorce to meet with a couples therapist and get some really great feedback about how to argue better and how to work on your relationship. It's really supported Francisco and I throughout our journey of, being a couple and then having a child. I think that therapy has really helped me personally kind of fight better. And because you are going to have an argument with your partner. That's something that's certain in life, right? You are going to disagree on things. And I think it's really important that you learn how to manage your emotions, manage your expectations, and argue. And I would have never learned any of those things without a licensed and very highly qualified therapist from BetterHelp. If you're thinking of starting therapy, please give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. All you have to do is fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can actually switch therapists at any time at no additional charge if you feel that you are not getting your value in what you're looking for out of that therapist. Learn to make time for what makes you happy with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/Fitish today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Fitish. Welcome back to the show. Thanks for listening to that quite heavy and dramatic segment. And this one's about to be a complete departure from that. So if you stuck around,
it's still about living in the moment.
It's still about living in the moment. So as we teased on the last episode of the podcast.
Let me go ahead and start taking my shoes off.
Francisco's waking up to the fact that OnlyFans, when I told him that a couple of the creators are making $11 million a month, he thought, well, this could be a nice revenue stream. And you came up with a very clever name.
Yeah. So look for me at OnlyFran.
OnlyFrans.com. Yeah, I think it's actually perfect. That can be your channel name.
Only Friends and Friends.
Only Friends and Friends. So, we were exploring a little bit to think about what kind of content Fran could offer. I don't want you to take your shoes off because you have like sloth toenails. I mean, I don't know if people want to watch you with your talent.
People might like to see me clip them,
People do have a foot fetish though. And I know that there's girls on OnlyFans that they do, they'll take requests, like a man or whoever will pay the woman to paint her nails a certain color. So her whole video is painting them, Ferrari red or whatever it is. And for like $500, like she'll paint her toenails the color requested. Really nice income.
Oh, give me $250. I'll fucking put bejazzle the shit out of my nails.
Did you just say bejazzled or vajazzled? I was like, you're bedazzling your vagina. Bedazzling. Bedazzling is a thing.
What's bedazzling?
Bedazzling is where you bedazzle your vagina. So that's why when you said that way, and I know the B and the V really blur together with your accent, but bedazzling would be.
I unfortunately cannot bedazzle, but I can bejewel my nails for you if you have deep pockets.
Deep pockets.
It's not gonna be cheap. Not too expensive either.
I've always been so curious about OnlyFans, but I've never joined because I always assumed it was just girls making porn. And now I realize that they actually don't allow like hardcore penetration, like holes, like up close, or like really, inappropriate things like the super fetish stuff. Apparently, it's just
when you start mixing
porn.
Animals and shit. But I'm pretty sure they accept anything and everything, and people do whatever the fuck they want.
Softcore porn is obviously, I'm sure, what's making the most money, but a lot of the creators that are doing really well. So we're here to decide on your niche.
Okay.
And I have the top niches. If softcore porn is off the table for you,
who said that it was off the table? Sister.
So the free content.
Don't kill the money maker.
So the free content, a lot of what the creators do, I've been just like doing some research is, one more button down. What a lot of the creators do is they'll offer, the cheaper level of like subscribe content will be, the more PG
I wish
stuff.
This episode was sponsored by OnlyFans.
You could do like real estate tips, but then if they pay for content, you could do like, what if you did like softcore porn with real estate tips?
Yeah. I've been going to the gym
What
sometimes.
if you did Spanish lessons with softcore porn?
Yeah, like
So what some of the top creators do, like let's say it's a fitness girl, she'll do fitness gym content, but then her like more premium paid content is like they say 18 plus. So it's like lingerie, sexy photos, partially nude or just really sexy lingerie pictures. That's the paid for subscription and videos, not naked. And her other content is like actual gym. So she's like a buff gym girl, so fitness content is in the top 5 of the niches. Softcore porn is also. Gaming content is actually, I don't know, are the gamers naked or are they just giving gaming tips? I'm not really sure. Are you playing with them or
getting
what's
the
happening?
tips.
So gaming content is up there. I don't know if that would be a good fit for you.
I don't think so.
Now, an interesting one is cosplay. That is in the top 5 of content.
I do have my my full military
that's where you're going.
uniform. Yeah, I can do something like that.
I thought you were going to say the only other costume we have in the house.
Oh, I have my dino costume.
No, the other one.
Grinch? Yeah, I can be a sexy Grinch.
Cosplay is another one. Yeah. And then, let's see. What else rounds out the top 5? Did I already say all 5 of them? How funny is that, huh? Yeah. So Bella Thorne is making $11 million a month. And then I was asking our producer, but none of us know, because none of us have really looked at OnlyFans to know, and I'm sure some of y'all have, but
our producers seem very well versed, which it makes me have my doubt.
Tell him out. He has a wife. No, I was asking him. He doesn't know, but I mean, because that's what we were just talking about. But Cardi B makes $9.5 million. I can't imagine she's
a month.
A month. Iggy Azalea 9.2. Coco Austin 9. Mia Khalifa, who is a porn star, but apparently, again, you can't do like hardcore porn. You can do soft porn. She's making $6.5 million a month. And Erica Mina, someone else I don't know, I'm assuming that's a porn star, is you can make $20 a feet pic.
Oh, I can make 40 just off the bat.
If I didn't think it would like affect my brand identity, I would.
And your mom identity, maybe.
As a mom. No. I mean, I wouldn't. I would be the worst like porn star, please. Like, come on. Like, I would not be a good porn star.
My OnlyFans we're putting behind the scenes of the music video, not the day of the music video, but the whole process of it. So it's kind of like this.
So a lot of creators are sharing more, they're just charging like a subscription, which was like the Patreon. And then obviously Instagram does that. Now you can subscribe for, $1 or $2 a month, which I would like to do. And I would show you all a lot of my life and work, which I'm already giving it away for free. Like you said, like I gave you everything for free. I'm just the cow out here. Yeah.
Oh, I said that about the kid, yeah, but that's the only free thing I gotten.
You want to think about that? You want to think about that? I'm allowing you some space and time to reconsider that statement. Okay, so what are you thinking is going to be like your content strategy? What have you decided on hearing all the top niches?
So I think I'm going to full on work on my feet curve appeal. Start there. Start from the bottom, literally.
With your bottom?
No, with the bottom of the
like you're
pyramid.
Gonna be a bottom? Oh.
With the bottom of the pyramid. And then see how that performs.
Okay.
And start with a couple different. I can get very creative, Like I can take a more holistic route and go for the knees. Maybe people don't know that there's a knee fetish.
A knee fetish?
Yeah.
Fetish. You need to make sure you get those words adjusted.
So a knee fetish and just go there. I wish I could show you my ass, but I have none. So
I think if you did like shirtless, nearly nude, on the rescue horse on our new property in Mexico, and you do like a Spanish lesson or something, that could be cool.
How fast can you Photoshop? Like just on the go?
I thought you were going to work on the fitness between now.
Oh, yeah. I'll work on the fitness, but I don't think I'm going to get... Yeah, maybe, we'll figure it out. As long as it's a good horse, nobody's going to be looking at me. So...
Yeah. You're not allowed to do anything with the horse, though, just in case that was on your radar.
I'm very happy that you say that, because I was thinking, well, if it's a good ass mare, maybe we can make some work.
This episode of this podcast is like, has been all over the place. Oh my gosh. We're going to lose listeners or gain a lot. We'll see how that goes. I'm excited. I think this is where you do openly ask for content submission ideas for your OnlyFans.
Yes, please, if you have any ideas, any requests, I'm going to send you my Venmo before, and we'll work on that.
I think they have to pay through OnlyFans subscription. You're just going to take direct Venmo payments?
Yeah, you know what? We don't call the middleman.
Let's just skip the platform. Fran's just going to text you the content you want and you Venmo him, okay? I think you're just like,
It's going to be the other way around. You Venmo me, and then I'm going to send you the content. Yeah.
He doesn't even know. He doesn't even know. I can't wait for that clip. Is it a bejazzled cunt?
Content. So
Do we have to continue the show? Can we be done now? Because it's too good. Can we be done? That was too perfect.
So
You have him crying for the first time.
I'll send you my user. Exactly. Only friends and friends.
That's long. I think we need to cut it down. Yeah, we'll post it. Well, we do it. I'm going to make a whole page for it, get people to sign up. I think, you know what? Just for the hell of it, let's make one.
Oh, 100%.
Let's make a page. Let's promote it.
What if I start making shitloads of money?
Fucking great. What do you mean? You buy me the horse ranch down there. What do you mean? What if? Like what like there could be like a bad side?
Yeah.
What's the bad side?
I'm start doing it for free because I enjoy it too much, you know? You know, I'm a very altruistic.
What if I start making shitloads of money? I don't know. Fuck. Like, we'll buy a house down there. We'll do some things with the money. I don't know.
You know, that type of fame can take you places that you might not be ready for, you know?
I'll be okay.
Okay.
What do you mean?
I don't know, babe. I don't know what, like, the dark roads of the wealthy porn star. I don't know, babe.
Oh, now you're getting into a porn star life. You think that's
well, you know, they all categorize the same. Like, if you look OnlyFans, you don't get to be called OnlyFanner. You're just a porn star, another one.
No, just another porn star. I didn't even know this was on your radar. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, porn starting for sure. Always.
I think, you know what? I have it. Hold on. Now I'm putting it all together. Now that I know like his dream and trying to marry. Hold on. I got it, y'all. You're marrying your dream with, it just took me a second to put it together. And it's like kind of perfect because this is how all the pornos start anyway. He is your realtor and he's like taking you to an open house. And like, that's how all of them start. Like you're talking about the house. You're slowly like taking off your clothing.
Like,
you're showing someone
what can I do to have you sign the contract right now?
Sometimes like you're so Phil on Modern Family to me, and we watch Modern Family.
Fuck off.
We watch Modern Family so much, and I love it. But like the way you're doing it, though, you're like the Mexican Phil on Modern Family.
Fuck off again.
Why?
Because
He's
that's
hilarious. You're literally be like, what can I do to get you to buy this house? Like it's such like a funny Philism on. He's a realtor. What do you mean?
Oh, you're such a Claire for sure. I can see that.
What?
You're such a Claire. Killing the vibe.
Why are you being mean? Like it's funny. Like you're a realtor.
So what's going to be the whole thing? So it's going to be open houses, and I'm going to like do my thing, and then try to seal the deal.
Yeah.
Like start unbuckling the belt.
Right. Yeah. It turns into a porn, but you also get real estate tips.
Nice.
I think it's brilliant.
I love it. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get listings out of it.
Softcore porn.
Like, can you imagine? Like, hey, I can sell your house, and it's going to be very public because I'm just gonna be in my platform.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like a good, you're always going to close the deal.
I'm pretty sure Trek is gonna have something to say about that, but we'll figure it out.
Are the policies different in Mexico?
In Mexico, there's no policies. I can do it in Mexico. No questions asked.
Well, I can't wait. So we'll flush out and polish up these only Fran's ideas for a little bit, but I love it. And thanks for tuning in today. We'll see y'all next week. Bye.
Bye.